Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. As always, I am Captain Banks, and I am here to talk about my take on life and technology. And today I am talking about what's been dubbed the most advanced mobile operating system in the world. That is iOS 6, and this is the circuit board on Day Zero TV. Well everybody, once again is that magical time of year when Apple decides to play Santa Claus and shove really cool stuff down our throat. Case in point is iOS 6. You know, they dub, as all of their products, they dubbed this the most advanced mobile operating system in the world. Apple always says it's the most advanced. I'll let you debate that, even though I think it's true and I'm the Apple nerd here. Alright, now first thing I want to talk about is support for 4G. iOS 6 is the first Apple system to fully support 4G LTE. And I know all you people who use AT&T say, but the iPhone already supports the 4G on AT&T. No, it doesn't. It is 3G.5 and it's labeled as 4G because AT&T was trying to outmarket Verizon. Alright, anyways. Now, iOS 6 is going to be great for sharing. It has a lot of new sharing features integrated inside of it, and there's two that I really want to highlight today. The first one is sharing of the photo stream. You know, and as you know, on your iPad and on your iPhone, you have the photo stream capability, which is you take pictures, you take movies on your phone, on your iPad, and then it's automatically synced on your computer. Which is pretty cool, and I like it because I do cool stuff with it sometimes. But now you can do that and you can share a photo stream, let's say with my dad, and I want him to see the pictures I'm taking for my blog. So I'll take a picture and it'll be synced on my computer and on his computer, which I think is pretty sweet. Now the second thing when it comes to sharing is new integration with Facebook. I know a long time ago Apple integrated with Twitter, and you can debate whether or not that was cool. I've never used Twitter ever, but it seems to be pretty popular. Anyways, however, I'm a big fan of Facebook, and I check in, I make status posts, I make little blog posts and notes and yada yada yada. So I actually like this, and I think this is pretty cool. I'm actually glad decided to integrate this, and I believe they should have done this before Twitter. But that's my take on that. Anyways, moving on. iOS 6 has an updated version of Siri, you know, the personal assistant built in the iPhone. You know, Siri now understands you a little better when you talk. If you have a long drawn out sentence that you're trying to tell Siri, Siri will actually now understand some of the context of what you are saying, which is great for how it works. I can get into the technology of how it works, but it'll take me a whole episode to actually describe it. Alright, now the cool thing about iOS 6 is on the iPad 3, and then the next version of the iPad that's going to come out probably next year, it will have Siri in iOS 6. Now that is something we all wish that iOS 5 on the iPad 3 was going to have, and unfortunately we were all disappointed by Apple, even though the iPad clearly has the processing power to do it. But now they do it, and as always, Siri is pretty cool, and Apple will continue to make, you know, their little cheesy commercials with Siri and the famous people. Alright, moving on. Now, one of the next big things, and this is probably the biggest improvement in iOS 6, is the new map feature in iOS 6. First of all, they added a feature to maps called flyover, which basically, let's say I search LA County, you know, Los Angeles. I can have it display a flyover of Los Angeles so I can look at how the city actually looks. This, you know, I just think that's pretty awesome. I mean, is it useful? I don't know. I mean, I'll have to use it one day, but I think it looks pretty cool. But the other part that's really, really useful about the new map feature is it has actual voice turn-by-turn directions. There's actually a little bit of a story behind this. Apple, for years, has been asking Google to give voice turn-by-turn directions for the map feature in iOS 5 and 4, etc., etc., just like Google does turn-by-turn directions for the Android. Well, Google always says no to Apple, so Apple essentially got fed up, bought a couple mapping companies, and decided to do it themselves. Which, I think is pretty amazing, although you gotta wonder how much money the company actually has. Anyways, I think that was pretty incredible. And the last thing I want to talk about in iOS 6 is that it is now fully integrated with OS X Mountain Lion, Apple's brand new operating system. You have iMessages that sync automatically between your iPhone and your computer. And now you have a little cool feature in Safari called Cloud Tabs. Now this is actually pretty cool. Let's say you're working on your iPhone, you're searching something, like, oh, I'm home now. So I put down my iPhone, I open up my MacBook Pro, and I click the little cloud icon inside Safari, and there you go. I have everything I was looking at on the iPhone. I think that was pretty cool. So, should you download iOS 6 when it comes out? Yes. As soon as that little update indicator light comes on your system settings application on your iPhone and on your iPad, you go ahead and you download it, because I think this thing is really cool. Well, that's all I have to say today about iOS 6. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time on the server.